Okay, this is Getting Noticed, Part 2, the groundwork. Let's just cut to the chase. Doing prep work of any kind is not my strong suit. I'm not the person that lays out my kids' clothes the night before and gets dinners planned a week in advance. But my life would be easier if I did, and I know it. I've learned the hard way how important prep work is when it comes to creating and posting content that I want my audience to read. We're going to have to do some important work before we start posting on social media. When it comes to creating the best content, the preparation is what gives your posts magic. You need to know what you want to say, how you plan to say it, and what it will look like on various social media outlets before you just haphazardly put something out there for the world to see. Now, before you think this is an impossible expectation, please understand I'm a shortest distance between 2 points kind of girl. If it takes an average of 15 minutes to complete a task, I'm looking for a way to cut that down by at least half. In my head, preparation just makes a task longer. Why spend precious moments crafting and planning when there is so much to get done? No, thank you. Me and laying groundwork are not friends. Planning is not my favorite part of any undertaking because I'm anxious for the work, not the talking about the work. Earlier this year, I wrote a book proposal which required the most prep work I've ever done in my life, ever. But I did it because I was told by an expert that I should write a proposal before I actually begin to write the book itself. It's my job to learn from someone who has gone before me, and I wanted to do this thing right the first time. Sometimes I can do what I'm told. Shh, don't tell my husband. The prep work was long and arduous and often frustrating. I could have trained for an Ironman triathlon in the time it took to complete each section, but I wouldn't do that because running. The point is, I would have been a disorganized mess if the proposal hadn't come before the actual book, because I need a guide for this process. My husband Michael, on the other hand, is really disciplined at doing all of the prep work before he starts a project. Let's take, for example, our IKEA furniture purchase of 2012, a day that shall live in infamy. I think it takes him forever to finish a project, but when he finishes, it's usually right. I just start nailing things together and don't realize until the end I'm missing an entire chair leg. Nobody should ever hire me to put together IKEA furniture. It ain't pretty. I've had to learn over and over again that preparation makes me more efficient in the long run, rather than seeing it as a nuisance that slows me down. If you're like Michael, your little brain is probably firing off massive amounts of dopamine at the thought of organizing things and putting everything together before starting. The prep work you do will make you better in the long run. So, before you post on Instagram, before you update your Facebook feed or Pinterest page, I'm going to ask you to consider some questions that can be hard to answer. They may take some time and introspection about what you really want and the point of your business, but I promise you it will make your social media posts more cohesive. If you do this preparation work, your posts will get more views, more interaction, and they'll be more purposeful than throwing content at the wall and hoping it sticks. By contrast, I want you to nail content to the wall and make it stick. If you want people to want what you have to offer, you first need to understand it yourself. As corporate as it sounds, you need a mission and vision statement. These two things will serve as the basis for everything you do, say, post, and put into the world about your business. You'll also need to spend time defining your target market and putting on paper who your audience is. You will come away knowing precisely who it is that will buy your product, so you know exactly how to talk to them. Then we'll talk about your brand and what makes you different than your competition. We will hone in on your unique selling proposition and how to use that to attract attention from all the right people in all the right ways. Craft your mission and vision statements. It might seem cliche to ask you to create a mission statement and a vision statement for your business. I mean, that's what really big businesses do, and what does it even really do for them? The best time to create a mission and vision for your company or product is right at the beginning, when it's just you and your big dreams for your little company. Trust me, Once things get complicated and you've got orders coming out of your ears, you're going to be glad for the mission and vision to keep you on track and staying consistent when you have decisions to make and employees to hire. You may not be able to see it now, but not so far off in your distant future, you're going big, my friend. You're not settling for an average at-home business. You're an entrepreneur. It's time, excuse me. It's time to give your business the respect it deserves. It's time to treat your business like a legit, valid, and valuable venture. So, what, you might be asking yourself, is the difference between a mission and a vision statement? I'm so glad you asked. Though similar, there are some important differences between the two statements, and you'll need both for your business no matter how big, small, narrow, or broad your company is now or may become. A mission statement answers the fundamental questions about what your company does and who you do it for. A vision statement, by contrast, shows a big picture of what the company will become in the future. Think of the mission in terms of today and the vision in terms of tomorrow. The mission informs and the vision inspires. What is your company on a mission to do? Write that in the mission statement. What is your vision for the future of your company? Write that in the vision statement. Before I throw out some examples from amazing companies for you to look at, I want you to expand your ideas of what a vision and mission need to be. One thing they do not need to be is bland. Resist boring corporate jargon. Who's a fan of that? Mission and vision statements should leave out complicated words and ideas altogether. Both get a bad rap because we put them in a tiny, ordinary, craft-colored box with too many words. Instead, let your mission and vision be as colorful, authentic, and full of life as your product or service is in your dreams. Destroy the box you think your mission and vision need to... Destroy the box you think your mission and vision need to fit into and create a mission statement with originality, purpose, and flavor. Here are some amazing mission and vision statement examples from some of my favorite out-of-the-box companies. Warby Parker, www.warbyparker.com. Mission statement. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and a lofty objective to offer designer eyewear at a revolutionary price while leading the way for socially conscious businesses. Vision statement. We believe that buying glasses should be easy and fun. It should leave you happy and good-looking with money in your pocket. It makes me want to go visit their website and buy some glasses. Personal note. Why I love it. Warby Parker is one of my favorite examples of quality mission and vision statements because they believe in what I believe in, challenging the status quo. Your mission and vision should help others come alongside your business in shared belief. When I see everything Warby Parker stands for, I think to myself, Warby Parker and I believe the same thing. I'll buy my glasses from them because we're similar and I like what they stand for. Notice that their mission statement says what they do right now. Was founded on is a past tense statement, and the word choice is intended to intentionally connect with a younger audience. Did someone say rebellious and revolutionary in one sentence? Take my money. Their vision points decision makers in the direction they should be going. Their vision points decision makers in the direction they should be going. Any person that works at Warby Parker can now look at each decision through the vision lens and have a better understanding of what will be a yes and what will be a no. The next one is Kate Spade, New York. Mission statement. Kate Spade, New York draws women into a world that's culturally curious, intellectually alive, and glowing with irresistible allure. There are stories to capture the imagination and dramas to unfold. Kate Spade, New York encourages women to star in their own lives, to be courageous, to indulge their many passions, to tune out the noise of fashion fads and mediocrity in all its forms. Kate Spade is the brand that helps women express their own personal style with incandescent charm and a dash of rebellion. Vision statement. Crisp color, graphic prints, and playful sophistication are the hallmarks of Kate Spade, New York. From handbags and clothing to jewelry, fashion, accessories, fragrance, eyewear, shoes, swimwear, home decor, desk accessories, stationery, tabletop, and gifts. Our exuberant approach to the everyday encourages personal style with a dash of incandescent charm. We call it living colorful. Okay, personal note, that was a little long. I don't think the mission and vision could be that long, but that's just me. Maybe I'm ADD. Sorry, back to it. Why I love it. Kate Spade New York lays it all out for you. I can almost imagine what their product might look like, or what a woman who buys the product might look like without ever seeing it or her. One thing that I love about Kate Spade is that her products are everything that she describes. One look at one of her pieces and you already know it's hers. She's brand consistent in the very best way possibly because she wants to go. She's brand consistent in the best way, probably because she went to town on the vision and mission of her company. Google, mission statement, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Vision statement, to provide access to the world's information in one click. Why I love it. Google doesn't mince words. The company with the most information at its disposal isn't wasting your time explaining how much they make or how huge they are. They're simply telling you what they do now and what they want to be in the future. One thing I love about Google is that their unofficial motto is to avoid being evil. That makes me smile. You can find that statement connected to their name all over the internet. Just Google it and see. See what I did there? Hashtag pro tip. Richard Branson, who certainly knows a thing or two about successful business, advises that you stick to the Twitter 140 character rule when it comes to your mission. Don't over-explain it. Get in, say what you mean, and get out. So I was right that Kate Spade's is a little too long. Anyway, okay. Sorry, I gotta shift. Define your target market. Where did your product idea or vision come from? Like most brilliant ideas, it probably came from a problem you encountered at one time, or because something was missing in your life and you thought, I bet I can do that. Before long, you probably realized that your product might be what's missing in someone else's life too. For my business, the formation of my team and subsequent businesses were born out of a desire to connect with like-minded women who wanted to approach entrepreneurship in a totally new way. I created my team as a place to belong because I didn't belong anywhere else. I've always been different. I don't like regular mom stuff. I've never been the cool kid. I don't think like most women. I tend to go right when everyone else goes left, and sometimes that makes me feel lonely. I knew that if I felt a need to be something more than just a mom, that there were probably other women who felt the same. In order for me to attract those women, I had to define my target market. The great news is that my target market is me. I already have all the answers about my customer base because I am her. You might find yourself in the same situation, especially if your product or service was something you created to meet your own need. If you want to attract others to your brand, product, or service, you're going to have to know who they are first. When you can paint the complete picture of the person who will be your consumer, you'll have an easier time talking to them and connecting with them. So, who is your customer? Here are a few questions to help you build the picture of your customer. Answer these questions very specifically. Are they men or women? How old are they? Where do they live? How many kids do they have? Are they married? How much money do they make? What do they like to do in their free time? What do they do during their day? What kinds of things are they interested in? What kind of lifestyles do they have? What are their hobbies? What is holding them back? What are they afraid of? What injustice affects them the most? Remember that being specific when it comes to your target market is a good thing. It doesn't mean you won't attract anyone outside of that core audience. It just means you understand who you're connecting with. Everything you put out on the web when it comes to your company, product, or service will have this person in mind. You're likely going to get a lot of amazing customers who are outliers, meaning outside of your target market. But that doesn't mean you should direct your posts to every kind of person who might be following you on social media. You aim for the core. I see so many amazing businesses with great potential start trying to be everything for everyone, which, let's be honest, is just impossible. They lose out on making loyal connections with their target market because they are spending so much time trying to attract customers who are not in their demographic in the first place. Do your business a favor and save yourself some energy and narrow down a target audience. The brand of you. This might well be the most important part of creating content that gets noticed. You. You are by far the most important part. Not who you want to be, not who you think you need to be, not the version of yourself you think people want to see, just you. You're enough just as you are. You might not believe it right now. That's okay. I hope you do by the end of this little book. You are the secret to your success. Here's a numbered list of reasons you should believe me. I personally have such trouble with that. I need to hear that again. You're just enough just as you are. Okay. Here's a numbered list of reasons you should believe me. Number 1, you have a unique set of talents, abilities, skills, connections, experiences, and ideas that no other person on the planet can replicate. Only you. All you need to do is figure out how to use them together to create some magic. Number 2, you know your product or service better than anyone on the planet because it came from you. It originated in your unique, brilliant brain. If there's something to sell, you are the woman for the job because you know what you do better than anyone else. Number 3, the people that are following you are doing so for a reason. Either they know you from the past or they choose to know you now. Either way, you have something they were attracted to. You were the common denominator there. You're the common denominator there. Hold on. Number 4, when people can see that you, not your product, have something in common with them, they start to believe, rightfully so, that what you like, they also like. For example, if I find out someone else likes scrapbooking like I do, I make the jump that we like all kinds of things. For example, if I find out someone else likes scrapbooking like I do, I make the jump that we like all kinds of the same things. So, when they tell me they love their product that they created, it's easy for me to say, well, we like similar things, so I would probably like this product too. Commonality creates trust, and trust sells products. Number 5, science tells us that human beings connect through stories and emotions, even if, like me, you're uncomfortable with all the feels. That means when Seth Godin wrote, "People don't buy goods and services, they buy relations, stories, and magic," he was right. It's science. When Simon Sinek said in his famous TED Talk, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it," he was right, because science. Our buying decisions are made in the limbic brain where our feelings are stored. Stories create feelings. Ever cried at a movie while reading a book or at a moving Facebook post? I rest my case. It's not the product that sells you, it's you. All along, you were selling yourself, and you just might not have known it. Case in point, I have a house full of things I'll never use because I was inspired by a person to buy their product simply because I liked them. I believed what they believe. I saw myself in them. I saw something in their life that I wanted for my own. We all do it. Don't lie, you do it too. Case in point, Etsy. The place where my paycheck goes to die and where the best storytellers win. All of this is the reason that I tell people they need to be working way harder on the brand of themselves than the brand of the product they're selling. Your product can't suck, let's say that out front. But simply focusing on the product and what you have to offer people as far as your good or service is concerned only goes so far to convince people to click buy. You want people to notice what you post? You need to be working harder on selling the brand of you. Tell more stories. Everything you write should be in story form, friends. Be who you are, write like you speak, inspire and entertain people. Let people into your world. Connect with others by starting conversations with them. Be vulnerable. Let people see the good and the bad. Show them that you're a real person. Let them cheer you on. Here's the hardest one. Be willing to let people not like you and talk about you online. Be willing to let them rip apart the thing you've put so much of your heart, soul, time, and energy into creating. Let them do it because it's worth it. Hashtag haters gonna hate. The bottom line is, if you want your stuff to be noticed, it needs to be authentic. That means it needs to come from you because people don't buy from those they don't trust. It's the reason that online reviews exist. We want a shortcut to answer the question, can we trust them with our money? Show people they can trust you by being who you really are, the quirky, silly, a little insane, creative, big-hearted person that comes along with the product you sell. Make your personality work for you. Don't be afraid, it works. I've seen it work thousands of times. There isn't a person on the planet that can replicate what you're about to do. It's just up to you to do it. That was Getting Noticed, Part 2.